You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that?
You've had enough of that shit. You've had enough of that shit. You've had enough of that shit. You've had enough of that shit.
Hello, 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 hello. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I want to know how it sounds. How does it sound? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lion Villain Report, where we don't sugarcoat a damn thing. I am your host, Russell Wayne. I got new stuff. Let me know how it sounds out there. I got a new microphone. I got some new headphones. And I got you guys to thank for that. But it's OverReaction Monday. And here we are. Lions lose at home to the Minnesota Vikings. 27-24. In today's episode, we're going to be breaking it down. The real reasons that the Lions lost to Minnesota. Is it on Jared Goff? Is it on John Morton's play calling? I'm going to debunk all of the wildest overreactions from Lions Twitter and Facebook. And I'm also, I'm going to be serving up a giant plate of crow for myself because I talked a lot of crap. And for all of the Viking fans that are out there that deserve this win, the Bear fans out there, you deserve it today because enjoy it while you can. Because on this program, we don't allow people to talk trash when they lose, which means that I'm not going to allow any Green Bay Fat Packer fans to troll in here because they also lost. So drop your takes in the comments. I want to know who you think is to blame before we get in there and go further. And this episode is brought to you by fanatics.com. That's right. If you're rocking with the 313 and you bleed that Honolulu blue, or maybe you bleed that purple and gold, or you that green and gold, or maybe you bleed Da Bears. Either way, you can use that QR code right there, save up to 25% off of your order. And every click supports the page and lets everyone know that your fan base does it better, whoever you are. So we don't do knockoffs here at the Villain Squad. We do official. We do Fanatics. So get yours. Crossing over 93,000 villains on Facebook, over 1,000 on the YouTube page. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the page. If you're a fan of Detroit sports, you should already be following. Do that. And if you don't follow, well, then
You just made the list!
that's okay. That's okay. We'll get you sooner or later in there. But liking, commenting, sharing, asking questions, joining the conversation in the comments, that's how you can help out. Just be active. in there, and that's cool. And because it's faith, family, then football. Perfect example of what we need to do here, which is, you need to toughen up and you need to move on and quit blaming dumb stuff for losses. Stop trying to be the expert and try to figure everything out. It's Johnny Morton's fault. It's everybody's fault. I lose myself with that. But first, let's get into it right here. Let's say hello to everybody. We got Chuck in the house.
You like that?
We got Davey in the house.
You like that?
Davey says that was bad. Rick, that's in the
You like
Rick's
that?
in the house. Salute Big M.
You just made the list.
That's right. What happened, bad guy?
Say hello to my little friend.
Good morning, Paul.
You like that?
Good morning, Brian.
You like that?
Tyler's in the house.
You like that?
Steve.
You like that?
Be careful, Steve. Be careful with your trash talking on here. Your team lost too. The only people that get to not eat some crow on here are teams that won. So I invite all of the Viking fans on here. You get a free troll. I mean, I'll even give Broski a pass, even though he doesn't even believe in his own team. But I told you, Broski. I told you that your team was going to beat those Bengals. And it is right there. Oh, and there's one right there I'm going to debunk. There's one I'm going to debunk right there. We're going to talk about the referees on this, okay? We're going to talk about the referees today, but it ain't going to be in the way that you think I'm going to talk about it, Lions fans. I need to toughen you guys up. That's the first thing that I know. First of all, I got to give congratulations out to the Vikings, and the first thing that I'm going to do, let's go through this box score right here. Lions lose 27-24. Let me get this thing up. I could probably bring this up so you guys can see it too. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I got to toughen up these Lions fans. I honestly, really, who needs trolls when we got our own fan base out there trying to be Monday quarterback and telling us everything that our professional coaches and everybody's doing wrong? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. So let's really look at this right here. So Lions lose 24-21. You got the overall right there. Goff goes 25 for 37, very efficient for what he had to deal with. 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Had over 110 quarterback rating. It's not Goff. David Montgomery, 11 carries for 40 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 carries for 25 yards. I'll allow you to point to that. You got to do better running the ball. Sam Laporta had a good game. Amon-Ra had a good game. And that's about it. And that's about it. On defense, we did get 5 sacks on the game. Muhammad got another sack. Hutchinson got another sack. Derek Barnes got a sack. Jack Campbell got a sack. Tyler Lacey got a sack. So, but they weren't incredibly good on third down. They, they were okay at, the Vikings were 4 for 12, but you had them locked up a couple times, and you got to get off the field when you have a chance to get off the field. J.J. McCarthy. I mean, let's talk about this. The J.J. McCarthy, 14 for 25, $143, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. It wasn't J.J. McCarthy that beat us. Aaron Jones was 9 carries for 78 yards. There we go. Now we're getting warmer. 8.7 yards a carry. Very uncharacteristic of our Lions defense. And to give up 8.7 yards a carry. Now, secondary actually played well. Secondary played well. It wasn't Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson didn't do nothing in that game. He got clamped down again. Very nice touchdown catch that he had. But outside of that touchdown catch, you know, you're not talking about huge numbers here. So, what was it? I hear out there, what are we talking about? The biggest overreactions to me is it was Jared Goff. Yeah, let's start with Jared Goff. It's Jared Goff or it's John Morton's play calling. Now, I just read the stats right there. What do you want Jared Goff to do? 25 for 37, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was sacked 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 sacks. And then on the ground, you averaged less than 3 yards a carry. Come on, guys. I understand. I'm just as frustrated as anybody else about the loss. But I'm trying to help out Lion fan here. Lion fan. Don't just make up stuff, okay? We got all these Monday quarterbacks. There's 100 content creators. I'm disappointed in all of them out there. Because what the villain does is the villain comes in and gives you the villain's advocate. So I kind of try to show you the opposite side of what the fan base is showing you. And our fan base, I mean, you can differentiate our fan base from new school fans and old school fans. And old school fans, you take this on the chin, you move on. It's a loss. And I wouldn't even say that it was a bad loss. It's just a loss. It's a division game. Yeah, I got to eat my crow. I thought that the Lions would roll in this game. But the self-inflicted errors. Oh, it's Johnny Morton's play calling. Well, does Johnny Morton block field goals? Does Johnny Morton's play calling help Jake Bates to kick a higher field goal? Does John Morton's play calling help David Montgomery hold on to the ball and not let it get punched out? Come on, guys. I mean, let's be realistic with it. It's John Morton. It's Jared Goff. It's John Morton's play calling. Stop it. Play better. It was a meltdown from all 3 spots. There was a little bit. I mean, the offense wasn't horrible the whole day. The defense wasn't horrible the whole day. The special teams you might say had a horrible day. I would probably say that the most. If I had to blame like one of the phases, I would blame special teams. You got a blocked field goal. You gave up too long kickoff returns. You got to do it. And you're wrong, Trim Reaper. It's not screen. It isn't. Did you not see the long touchdown pass? They were throwing the ball over the net. Plus, Jared Goff wasn't having enough time to do anything other than short passes. Now, do you want it to change a little bit? Do you want him to get better on the play calling? I'm sure that you can do better in some of those spots. But to go in there and just say that it's play calling, it's not. It's not. You can't. J-Mo and right there. It's like our rival fans have better takes than we do. Bear down Mike's coming in. J-Mo and Gibbs disappeared. There you go. That's it on offense. Johnny Morton, all he can do is call the run play. You have to have the offensive line execute the play. Bear down, Mike. You nailed it right there. There is an acceptable answer to me. Let's see what else we got in here. Tyler says block, field goal, Monty fumble. Just plain dumb penalties. And we could talk about penalties, but I'm not going to talk about penalties in the way that you guys want to talk about penalties. Ain't going to blame the refs on this. You ain't going to do that on my watch. So I hope I'm going through here because I don't want to offend anybody, especially with some of my Lion fans in here. I understand everybody's emotional right now. Rick says that J.J. McCarthy benefited more roughing the passer penalties yesterday than Jared Goff has in the past 3 seasons combined. I mean, that could be true. That could be true. I thought it was a bad call. You know, especially the one where Jack Campbell. I mean, I don't understand what they want these players to do. I mean, for one, he was tackling J.J. McCarthy as he was going to the ground. Like, I don't what do you really want him to do? He even set him down. He could have driven him into the ground way harder than that. I don't know what you expect the defensive player to do. He came to the side. He didn't hit him in the head. So I admit that was a bad call. But you know what else was a bad call, Rick? And I'm just being honest here. I know that you guys don't want to hear this. If you notice, I didn't mention Jamison Williams as one of the players that had a good game. Why? Because the only big play that he made, he pushed off on, and it should have been an offensive pass interference on Jamison Williams. That touchdown should not have counted. Lions benefited from that, and that was way bigger than any roughing the passer call. That had more potential to change the trajectory of the game. The Lions almost came back and won that game because of that bad call that the Lions benefited from.
Acknowledge me.
I'm sorry. You didn't want to hear that. Don't blame the refs on my watch. Because the thing is, once you start blaming refs, that also means that the Minnesota fans can go back into the game and they can start nitpicking, saying, well, you didn't get this holding call. It's this and that. You deal with whatever call was there. Let's see what else we have. There you go. There's a positive right there. It's Terrion Arnold had his best game as a pro in there. What a nice interception that he had. But before I get too mad, too emotional on there, I want to put a kudos out there again. Brian Flores, Jared Goff has owned you the entire time since Dan Campbell's been the head coach. And you got one. You got one. You got good pressure. You confused the offensive line, and the offensive line didn't play well. And you deserve credit for your defensive game plan, Brian Flores. You deserve it. You deserve it. I'm not even trolling when I say that. You deserve credit for that. Paul Jones says our middle of the offensive line missed a ton of assignments. And right there, that has to do more, Paul, with schematics and the way that Brian Flores schemed it. They confused our offensive line. They did a better job at disguising their blitzes. And they were able to sack Jared Goff 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate sacks. And you can't expect John Morton to dial up 3rd and 18, 2nd and 15. You can't expect, and then all of the penalties. We're at home. We shouldn't be getting false start penalties. And the holds. They were, I mean, I want to go in on after every hold that we get called on. I want to go in there and be like, that wasn't a hold, and they were holds. Taylor Decker was holding. Self-induced mistakes on the field, not John Morton's play calling. You can't, there's not plays for 3rd and 18, guys. When you're getting sacked 5 times in a game, you have to throw the ball on the line of scrimmage. And we like those screen plays, don't we? We like those screen plays when they're blocked well and they go for big things. So I'll ask you, what kind of Lion fan are you right here? Because if you're freaking out, man, you know, welcome to being a Lions fan. Like, you must be new. You must be new to this game. Lions haven't lost 2 games in a row in over 1,000 days. This team's built different. They'll wake up because of this. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to go out there and go cry about it? Give your opponent some credit. They got O'Neal back. They got Darrisaw back. They got J.J. McCarthy back. And I'm not going to sing too much praises of J.J. McCarthy. He was okay. He wasn't great. He's nothing really to be scared about. He's not the second coming or anything. He had a couple nice plays in there, but for the most part, the Lions handled him. Guy threw for like 150 yards. Bear down Mike. Gibbs and Montgomery lead the way in every game. Jared Goff had a fine game. For somebody that got sacked 5 times, he didn't have any turnovers. Come on, man. I'm just looking through some of these comments right here. What do you think of the new microphone? I got some new stuff. Look at that. I got made fun of last week because I'm holding on to the mic all the time. I don't even know what to do with my hands now that they're free. I have freedom. Freedom. My hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. The Lions will bounce back against Washington. Hey, this guy, the villain's heading to D.C. I'm going to the game on Sunday with my son. Faith, family, then football. We're going to go check it out. I'm actually upset that we don't get to face Jaden Daniels. I like to see good on good. The Lions should win this game. Now, I may have a different tune next Monday because if the Lions drop a game to Marcus Mariota, meet me here on Monday and we'll have a different conversation. But I am not freaking out about this. Not even close. Not even close. You beat yourself. I mean, you think about it. They lost by 3 points. You got a field goal blocked. And the blocked field goal turned into a touchdown. The end. I mean, really, you don't even have to go any farther than that, but you can. Johnny Morton doesn't play special teams or coach special teams or kick the football. Johnny Morton's play calling can't make David Montgomery hold on to the ball a little bit harder. Jared Goff can't, go make sure that Montgomery holds on to the football. Jared Goff can't go. I mean, maybe he could try to kick field goals. And it's not the refs. Don't blame the refs on my watch. Where's Brian at? It says, well, at least the Pack lost. I mean, that's the one thing that, to me, that just keeps Steve and all the Packer fans off of my show. Steve will show up no matter what, but all the other lame Packer fans that only come out when the Lions lose, but the Packers have to win. Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm looking through here and I don't see John Dorn. John Dorn don't come out unless the Packers win and the Lions lose, so he can come in and say some stuff. But, you know, if you want to put a comparison in there, what's worse? What's worse? Losing a tough division game or losing to the Carolina Panthers? Who's got more questions? I mean, when you're calling your new trade target or your new trade guy, Micah Parsons, when you're calling him Reggie White, and then you get beat by the Carolina Panthers, you might want to rethink that take. That's an ouch. That's a big owie. Oh, no. Yep, Paul Jones right here. 12 penalties plus a fumble, blocked kicks, a few drops. We lost by 3. Just trying to help you guys out. This is why we call it OverReaction Monday. Because all the talking heads are out there trying to get clicks. They're trying to rile you up. They're trying to give you excuses that you can blame. I mean, I even saw a take today that was it wasn't John Morton's fault. It's not Jared Goff's fault. It's Brad Holmes' fault for trading Tim Patrick. I heard that one. I'm just like, what? Tim Patrick? Yeah, we have no good third option. Wow. Really? Okay. You know, really our fourth passing option. I mean, there's just a lot of bad takes that are out there. Very clickbaity type stuff. And, you know, to that, I would say Tim Patrick didn't get any field goals blocked. Tim Patrick didn't have 11 unforced errors. I mean, sometimes you win some, you lose some. This is the NFL. Steve says, I'm a true Packer fan. I don't trash unless you bring it to my door. And that's not what true Packer fans do. That's what you do. True Packer fans talk trash 24/7 and come in here and only talk trash. They only talk trash when they win. So, to me, Steve, as a Packer fan, you're an outlier. Most Packer fans aren't respectful like you. Most Packer fans are in la la land, you know, over-touting all of their moves, you know, going around saying fool's gold Lions on every single thing. But the thing is, I'm noticing that those guys aren't in here today. All right, we'll have to see. Let's see if we got Rabbit. What I'd like to have right now is for all of you fat, out of shape, Green Bay, Wisconsin cheese-eating sweat hogs. Keep the noise down while I take my robe off and kick a field goal real quick for these Carolina Panthers and show all those Green Packer ladies what a real sexy man looks like. Hit the music. And here we go. We're back at it again. The best division in football? It's like more of this, more of this. It's just more bad takes. He's a dink and dunker. He's a dink and dunker. And then, you know, what was that, a 50-yard touchdown pass to Jamison Williams says otherwise. He might have been more of a dink and dunker in yesterday's game because why? Why? Not because of John Morton. Because Jared Goff got sacked 5 times and they had pressure on him all day. All day. All day pressure. So sometimes when you go to being dink and dunking, it has to do with the pressure. If Morton becomes a dink and dunker, you have to look at the offensive line. It's the offensive line at that point. The offensive line didn't have a good game. I don't know. I could probably pull up PFF stats for that. But I'm trying to help you guys out here. Trying to help out Lion fans. It's like there doesn't always have to be this like one point the finger reason. I mean, you lose the game sometimes. And they didn't have a good game. And honestly, you can look at really straight up special teams. The first kickoff that went to the Vikings, the guy brought it back like 65 yards or whatever. J.J. McCarthy got the start in our territory to get that first touchdown. And then a blocked field goal that ran all the way back into our territory. J.J. McCarthy on that scored another touchdown. To me, if there's one thing to blame, if we have to go and say it's Russ, gun to your head. What does the villain say is the reason that the Lions lost? Gun to your head. You only get to choose one thing. It's special teams. Special teams. I mean, John Morton's play calling and Jared Goff would be so far down on my list. There's 100 other reasons before I'm blaming Goff or before I'm blaming John Morton. But the number one reason is special teams. You know who needs a good talking to is David Phipp, special teams coordinator. You're lucky you didn't give up a special teams touchdown run back too on a very, very questionable hold call during that run back. It was a hold. It was a hold, but you could have not called that hold. And yes, I'm complaining about the referees for the Vikings. There ain't no way. There ain't no Lion fan gonna come on this show and blame the referees. I'll call you out. I'll call you out. The Lions did not lose because of the referees. Miss me with all that. All over my head. Miss, 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 miss. You missed me with all that referee talk. The referees are the last thing you should blame. And I'll even complain. Hey, I'll complain about that roughing call. That was a bad roughing call on Jack Campbell. Bad roughing call. But the thing is, there was another bad call. Jamison Williams shouldn't have a touchdown. He pushed off Offensive pass interference. 27. It should be 27-17. Offensive pass interference. The Eagles went out and got Phillips. There you go. There's another conversation for us. What are we going to do? What are we going to do at the trade deadline? Before we get into that, before you answer that, because I want to know what you guys think we're going to do, and I'll give you 3 choices. So, Brad Holmes at the trade deadline, that's tomorrow at 4 p.m. is the trade deadline. So, will the Lions make a big move? Or will the Lions make 1 or 2 little moves? Or no move at all? Let me know that in the comments, what you would think about trade deadline. Do the Lions need to make a move? Mark says Holmes needs to get on the phone ASAP and make some trades, especially with O-line help. You know, especially now that we're not going to have Mahogany back for a while. But the Mahogany injury is interesting to me. Because I can make a case that Awasika is going to play better. Because Awasika has been the next man up in that guard position for so long. It might actually work out in our favor having Awasika come in there and start. But we do need to make some we need to go get some type of offensive lineman. But offensive linemen, Mark, they are hard to trade for at the deadline. It's hard to get offensive linemen. If you got an offensive lineman, it's hard. You don't want to get rid of those guys. If you have good offensive linemen, you don't want to trade them away. Hey, I appreciate you, Brian. It's good. It's good. I love having these kind of conversations because I hope that I do this, but I try to bring Lion fans back to reality a little bit. Because the Lions fan base is like no other fan base that I've ever seen. Because when I'm usually talking trash, it's like Lion fans are way harder on the Lions than any of the rival fans. It's hilarious to me. It's like Steve just sits back as a Packer fan, is just eating his popcorn because Lion fans will crap on Lions way quicker than the rivals will. Our fan base hasn't quite got used to winning yet. Damn, Broski, look at you. Look at Broski.
You like that?
Love it. So Miles Frazier has been activated from his window. With the 21-day window. I don't know if he'll play this week, but I know that he's close. And that's a great call there, Broski. That's an impressive comment coming from a Bear fan that understands depth on our team. That's an impressive. I'll give you credit for that one, Broski. Let's see what John the Bad Guy. I usually don't like posting his comments on here until after I've read them, but I think you've been pretty good the last few weeks. We may not have lost because of the rough boy, but they were sure trying to let us know that they were making imaginary numbers for players to call a penalty on, saying that the quarterback doesn't exist. I don't like the call. I didn't like the roughing calls, but there's a difference between not liking calls and saying that's the reason we lost. And that's what I caution you for. You can look at a call. I think it was an awful call on Jack Campbell. It's a damn shame because you want to go look at that play I mean, you can see it plain as day that he could have really driven him to the ground. He moved his head to the side and then completely hit shoulder. There was no head contact. And he could have driven him to the ground so much harder. He even held him up a little bit. It looked like he set him on the ground. And because of the way his feet were laying, he didn't, I mean, you're taking somebody off their feet. I don't know how they expect him to be able to put his knees down to make it any more fluffier. I mean, the next time we can get some pillows, we can lay a bunch of pillows down and Jack Campbell can lay him down on a bed of roses like a John Bon Jovi song. Okay, JJ, we're protecting the quarterbacks. I want to lay you down in a bed of roses. Come on, what are we playing here? Are we playing flag football? Yeah, I don't like those calls. I don't like that call either way. I don't want them to start calling weak roughing calls when they sack Jared like that. I mean, I don't want that. I grew up in like 80s and 90s football, man. And, you know, some people got the experience the 70s, 60s football where, man, you better get some good insurance. And now the football is so weak. I mean, they might as well make it flag football. I don't like the weak calls like this. I agree with protecting the quarterback. I agree with the helmets. You know, I agree with the 2-step rule. You know, you shouldn't be hitting people like that. I mean, those are all fine, but sometimes I think they take a little bit too much liberty. Oh, I'm just going to give the team 15 yards. It's like, come on. Like, I want to see an example of what they expected Jack Campbell to do. I mean, his shoulder was, as he was releasing the ball, he was already had him up in the air. Lifted him up. He didn't drive him down to the ground. They fell to the ground together. But he threw it right as he was throwing the ball. Or he hit him right as he was throwing the ball. Yep. That news just dropped this morning. I just threw something up on the page. That's, Jaden Daniels out for a while. I'm actually disappointed in that. I'm going to drive all the way to D.C. to watch Marcus Mariota. And I can get zero satisfaction from this win. The Lions go in and beat the Commanders. There's no satisfaction in that win. Do you know why there's no satisfaction in that win? Because they could lose. And that means I leave upset. You know, any given Sunday, you could get beat by Marcus Mariota. And then I have to come back on here on Monday. And then I have to do some explaining, which I probably won't have much to explain. I'll have one hand on a panic button if you lose 2 in a row and it's to Marcus Mariota. And there's nothing I can gain from winning the game. You should win the game. No Terry McLaurin, no McCaffrey, no Jaden Daniels. If you don't win that game, then we got problems. So no matter what, I come on here next Monday. I mean, hell, if the game's even close, these Lion fans that are around here will probably count it as a loss. That was my life last year. Going 15-2 and having to come in and defend the team on wins. Who does that? Who complains about wins? The Lions offense, yeah, they didn't play well in Tampa Bay. They won the game. They won the game by a lot. Oh, that would be awful. Don't say that, John. Bold prediction. In 5 years, you ain't even going to be able to hit the quarterback. It's going to be touch. Touch the quarterback for a sack. I'm going to wake up in a cold sweat tonight because of that comment. I didn't even realize I didn't have their comments up there. There's everybody's comments in there. So you don't ever have to worry about that, Russ. Goff ain't never going to get roughing the passer penalties in his favor. I don't like that. I don't like that, even though there's probably some truth to that. I saw a couple hits last night where I'm just like, why didn't you call that one? If we're being ticky-tack. That was the big knock on Jaden Daniels coming out of LSU, is that he's not built durable enough for the NFL. I mean, he's got a build that's kind of like, he's got the Lamar Jackson build. And the thing is like there's a difference. But even at that, running quarterbacks don't last long. I mean, I'll say the same thing about Caleb Williams. I mean, Caleb Williams ain't going to last long if he decides to try to run the ball like Cam Newton did. You know, running quarterbacks just don't have the longevity. You know, that's why Jared Goff is going to be, I mean, he'll be in his prime for the next 5 years because he doesn't run. I mean, your arm stays fine. Look at Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's balling out. 35, 36 years. I don't even know. It was a 37. I don't know how old he is right now. But he's getting up there. But the thing is when you're Tom Brady and you're just that, you can play 20 years in the league as a pocket quarterback. Jane Daniels, I mean, he won't make it to a second contract. So for all of those people, we need a mobile quarterback. Well, how's that working? How's that working for you? Oh, but Jalen Hurts is a mobile quarterback. Yeah, they also have a top 5 defense and a top 5 offensive line and the best running back in football last year. It's like, be careful not to make your takes just where you're making your takes based off of one thing. You know, anything to make it so it fits my narrative. Oh, I told you that Jalen Hurts was one of the best quarterbacks. Did you? Did you tell me that Jalen Hurts had a top 5 defense and the best running back and a great wide receivers, great front office, great coaching? Oh, yeah, but there you go. Yeah, Jalen Hurts, obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the whole league. It's all him. Lions should have taken Jalen Hurts. I don't know if Jalen Hurts would help this team. It's just different. It's different. Jared Goff runs the offense, and he'll have the longevity. He'll be able to play here for a long time playing like that. Broski says that the Skins fans are actually pretty good fans overall. I should have a good time. I've had a good time, Broski, in every away stadium that I've had. I'd say the closest thing to asshole fans were the Baltimore Ravens. But then it ended up being good. We ran into a slew of some not so good Baltimore fans. But then when we got down, and we didn't go this year when we won. We went the previous year when we lost and we got beat down. So me and one of my buddies, Josh, went down into their pub area where they were selling drinks because we needed some drinks at that point. and we were waiting in line for a beer, and a couple Baltimore Raven fans came up to us and ended up buying both me and my buddy 2 beers each, and they were $22 beers there. And so I was just like, that's really cool. That's really cool. I thought the Minnesota fans, when we went up to the Minnesota game, the Minnesota fans were awesome. That was by far the best away game experience that I've had yet. I couldn't tell you anything about Indianapolis. Their fans must have just came out, because when we went to Indianapolis last year, I didn't see any Indianapolis Colts fans there. It was all Lions fans. But it's obviously a little bit different this year. But I appreciate that comment right there. Trim Reaper says 50 years of losing has made our fan base pretty fragile, it seems.
You just made the list!
That's to the fragile fan base. And I don't think it's the 50 years of losing that makes the fan base fragile. I think it's new Lions fans. New money. The new money. The ones that weren't fans, that didn't actually experience all of that losing. Those are the ones that are freaking out after a game. They don't know how to lose yet. That's because they came in when they went 12-5 and 15-2. So they, what are we going to do? We lost the game. It's like, well, if you've been following the game and you've been following the Lions for more than 5 minutes, you should know not to freak out about this stuff. And there's truth to this, too. The Vikings didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. 11 penalties. I have to tend to agree with that. You know, like Dan Campbell says, man, we got to clean some things up. We got to go clean some things up. $6'5", $190. Is that true? I guess the beanpole thing kind of fits him, huh? Oh, I'm reading through some of these comments in here. Yeah, there you go. You can tell Dwayne, you can't win them all. You're not going to win them all. And, we were warned this year, coming into this year. It's like when you go through a season where you only lose 2 games and you win 15 games, that tends to spoil a fan base a little bit. And then you just come to expect to win 5 games anytime you lose one. And when you look back at the criticisms, it's so funny because we'll go back to wins that they played bad in. Well, they played bad in that Tampa Bay game. Well, they won the game. And then they'll go back to last year to the game. I mean, obviously the games that they lost, they weren't good games. And if you have to overlook 15 wins to get to your bullet point, and completely overlook them, like they didn't happen. They didn't play good during those. Well, during those 15 games, they didn't play anybody. Okay. Patch the leak and bail out the boat full speed ahead. That's right. Jump off the bandwagon. If you think that the Lions are so bad, jump off the bandwagon. They're so awful. We should freak out because no teams ever have a bad game. Did anybody watch Mahomes play yesterday? Anybody watch Jordan Love play yesterday? I mean, come on, man. You can't win them all. I mean, I'd love to sit up here and make fun of the Packer fans, but you know what? It happens. Sometimes you lose games. Does it mean that the Packers are done? There's no chance for the Packers to win the Super Bowl? No. Had a bad game. It's a bad loss. Lions had a bad loss. I mean, the Vikings won. Does that mean that they're Super Bowl contenders now? Here comes J.J. McCarthy. No. They won a game. They deserve credit. You won a game. You deserve credit. I can't show your comment on here, Paul, due to my own rules. Can't talk trash. I can't emphasize the talk trash on here about the Packers. We didn't earn it this week. I so want to talk trash about the Packers losing, but I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it till tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. I'll talk a little bit of trash about the Packers tomorrow. But today, on Victory Monday, by my own rules, I got to let it go. I can't do it. I can't talk trash because I didn't win myself. Lions lose 24 or 27-24. This is the Lion Villain Report, and we're talking about it. We're eating our crow today. I appreciate all the good Lion fans that come in here and eat the crow. Eat the crow with me. We own our losses when we come in here. And I'm trying to help out Lion fans just to own the loss. You don't have to trash the team at this point in time. You don't have to let the PTSOL kick in because it's a long season. We're 9 weeks in, just past the halfway point of the season. And there are some things to look forward to. It's OverReaction Monday. And I don't think it's an overreaction anymore to say that the NFC North might be the best division in football. Because I will say this about the Vikings and their defense. They may have been not playing well up until this point, with Carson Wentz out there, leaving them behind the 8 ball on so many of these deals. But that defense looked good. That defense looked legit. I expect that defense is going to continue to play well. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't continue to play well because they were good at disguising their blitzes. They were good in coverage. Our Amon-Ra got his, and Laporta got some of his. Our best playmakers got a little bit going, but that's it. That's what you do. That's what good defenses do. You took away the run game, and then you were able to get 5 sacks, and you were able to force a turnover, and you deserve credit for that.
You've had enough of that shit.
No, Dan. It's okay. It's okay. They deserve credit for that, and they did do that, and they did it without Sam Darnold. How dare you talk about Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold destroying teams. The Seattle Seahawks are the best team in football. Ah! Good morning to all my Lion fans out there. If you're still rocking with the 313, give me a hell yeah in the comments. We're unfazed about this. Put a shout out to all my peeps that are following the page. 93,000 villains, man. I would have never expected in 100 years that it would grow this quickly in there. And we're slowly creeping towards that 100,000 mark. What a mark that'll be. I'll be so proud. I'll be so proud at that point. But liking, commenting, and sharing, if you do that, I really appreciate that because that helps us get up in the algorithm. And it's just me, man. It's just me here. I run this whole page. I put up every piece of content. I need some help, but at this point, I'm trying to invest in some good stuff to make the podcast even better. And I appreciate everybody so much for supporting the page like that, because I was able to buy a new microphone. That helps everything. I hope it sounds good. Does the microphone sound good? But it's from your support. That's the only reason I could do that. I can't afford to do any of this stuff. But when you do stuff like clicking that Fanatics link right there, and then you buy a jersey, a real official jersey, and you use that link up there and save 25% off of your order, that helps the page. That helps me get stuff like this to help make it better. So it helps it so I don't have to pay out of my own pocket to come on here and talk to you guys every day. So, and I appreciate that so much, because I'm totally cool with paying a little bit out of my own pocket to come and talk football every day, because it's something I've enjoyed doing for years and years and years without getting paid. But it is nice to know that we live in the United States of America, and if you grind and you work hard, that you can have something to show for your hard work. And that's what we have right here. And we've done it together. We've done it together, and I appreciate that. And this is the Lion Villain Report. You can join me each and every day, other than Sunday on game day, for the Lion Villain Report. 10 a.m. That's when we do this thing. Like I said, brought to you by Fanatics. And it's faith, family, and football around here. We use football to spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. We don't let it change us when we lose, because you move on and it's all good. Use football, spend time with your family, create the memories. Don't let football use you. And I've enjoyed today. I've enjoyed today as much as you can enjoy a show after a loss. And I appreciate you guys for that. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. Thank you, everybody. Amen. Amen. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace out.
You like that? You like that? You like that?
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
You just made the list!
300 Hey, yo, Panay, I've been watching you, Oos. You out there in them trenches, bulldozing grown men every Sunday like it's personal. I respect that, bro. But all this NFL nonsense, all this Lions grind, it's time to come home, big dog. It's time to bring the family back together. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself, he sees what you're doing, and he respects it. But he also knows what's missing, Panay. You. The bloodline ain't complete without you, Oos. You bring that power, that mauling spirit, that island pride. Imagine it. The Samoan wall reunited. Forget blocking edge rushers, bro. Let's start blocking out the whole world together. Leave this NFL crap and come back to the bloodline. Make everything right again. Do it for the family.